It's 2025 and we just bought a 2022 Model Y Performance from Clutch, and we're about to road trip it all the way to Montreal to see the Canadiens. And we're going to share with you in this video the good, the bad, and the ugly. So then, how is a 2022 Tesla Model Y Performance with 60,000 kilometers going to handle a 1,900 kilometer road trip when it's already 4 years old? We're going to find out.
Now, just so we're clear, I'm probably like you. I've never had an EV before. I've never even really driven one before. But a few weeks ago, I traded in my 2018 Dodge Ram Sport. Yes, a very powerful pickup truck for this EV. I have a 2022 Model Y Performance, and I bought it from Clutch. We'll talk maybe a little bit about that. Let me know in the comments if you want us to make a video about our experience in buying from Clutch completely online, sight unseen, and maybe we'll do a video about it to let you know how things went. And we're doing this long range trip now. We do have the full self-driving added on to this vehicle, and so it's going to be really exciting to see how it handles this entire trip. All right, so let's start with trip planning.
All right, so here we are the night before, or the day before. We've got 51% battery. It's too early for me to charge to 100%. If you know anything about electric vehicles, specifically Teslas with this kind of a battery, you don't want to leave it fully charged at 100% for very long periods of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out how many hours it's going to take to go from 51% all the way to 100%. Then, what I'm going to do, in order to minimize the amount of time that the battery stays at 100%, because that's actually bad for the battery, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a schedule to start charging at a specific time. By doing so, I can actually time it so that the battery is full at 100% just before we leave, and it doesn't stay at that full state of charge for too long in order to prevent battery degradation. So let's take a look and see exactly how much time I'm going to need here in order to do that. Okay, so it looks like it's going to take about 5 hours and 25 minutes to fully charge from 51% all the way to 100%. Since we're leaving Saturday morning, I'm going to set the timer, and we're leaving around 6 o'clock. So I'm going to set the timer to be fully charged ending at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, so that when we come into the vehicle, it's fully charged and we can hit the road. And I'll do that by clicking the set schedule button on the app, which is provided by Tesla, and allow me to select charging to start on Saturday morning right around 12 midnight, 12:30. We'll see what works best, and allow it to charge all the way to 100% so that in the morning we're all set to go. Once you've got the schedule set, go ahead and move your charging meter all the way up to 100%. Then your car will start charging, but you don't want it to charge right now because it's going to go all the way to 100%. Make sure you click the stop charging button right there on the app, and it will automatically know that you are stopping for now, and it will restart at 12:30 a.m. all the way until 6 a.m. All right, so it looks like it's completely fully charged. Oh my gosh, it's so early. It is 5:56 a.m. It's 8 degrees Celsius outside, and charging is complete, 100%, and that should give us, well, 432 kilometers. So we've got a long ways to go before we can get to our destination. Like we said, we're going to Montreal. We're going to go to the Bell Center, which is already plugged in. That's going to take us a long ways. So we got some Supercharger stops along the way. Our arrival time is set for like 2:47 p.m. So 8 hours and 50 minutes, 3, maybe 4 stops along the way. Weather a little bit rainy, but it should clear up throughout the day. At least it's not above zero. Listen to me talk. I sound like I just woke. Actually, I did just wake up. So we went ahead and hit the road, and we were on our way. Beautiful scenery all the way up to Quebec and into Montreal. It was going to be quite a drive, and according to a Better Route Planner, which is an amazing app, by the way, it was going to take us well over 8.5, maybe even 9 hours to get to where we're going, with a 23% state of charge on arrival. Our first stop was going to take us to the Electrify Canada Canadian Tire in Grand Falls. No, it's not a Tesla Supercharger, because I wanted to try out the CCS super fast charging. And so we went ahead, parked into the parking lot, and this station was brand new. And of course, it was hyper fast, 350 kilowatts. Yeah, so looking at my session here, I have no idea what's going on. We've been charging for 11 minutes. Charging cost is 0 so far, but session, 60 cents per kilowatt hour pre-tax. Energy delivered 0. Well, that ain't true, because we're up to 51% already. So I'm not sure. Look at this, current charge speed, 0. That's all right, we're definitely charging. And it's pretty fast. Went up to 200 kilowatts. So it's going along pretty good. I just have no idea what they're going to charge me. Well, we'll see. It is cold here. Really cold. But I will tell you, they're pretty fast, these chargers. I'm at 60% state of charge already, and these are new. Doesn't look like too many people have used them. Now, the only problem with these chargers from Electrify Canada is not the chargers themselves, it's the location. There's no bathroom or restroom, and you've got a store right there, so I gotta use the washroom really bad, and I'll have to make another stop. But I wanted to test out this super hyper fast Electrify Canada charger, and you can see my hand shaking because it's so cold. Anyway, it's working good. So the Electrify Canada charger literally charged me $0. It was free. So I was able to fire 37 kilowatts in there for $0. But then we needed to go to the bathroom really bad, so I stopped charging even though it was free, and we ended up over here at a Tesla Supercharger, and there's a Tim Hortons over there, so we're gonna be able to go to the bathroom and have some snacks before we hit the road again. At that stop between the Electrify Canada and the Tesla Supercharger, I charged up to 89% state of charge in order to make our next stop. Our next stop was going to be in Saint-Roch-de-Holland, wherever that is, in Quebec, and that one was going to be 250 kilometers away, and so we were supposed to arrive there with a 10% state of charge. So I was a little bit concerned because there was actually an 11% discrepancy with our first stop. Our first stop in Grand Falls was supposed to leave us with 28% state of charge, and I arrived there with 17. So that made me a little nervous. That was an 11% difference, and if I was supposed to arrive in the next stop with 10%, I felt like I needed another 11% buffer. And so I charged to 90%. That way, I felt like I had enough of a buffer zone in order to land on the next supercharger with enough juice to make it to the next supercharger. Looks like we're making it to our second stop now. We got 12% state of charge left on the upcoming, I guess, charging point. So 6 minutes we'll be there, 12% left, all the way from, I think it was 83%, no, 88% down to 12. Going to a Tesla Supercharger, so it'll be a little bit different than the Electrify Canada one, a little bit slower, but it should get us on the road. We're going to be there for almost a half an hour. That's what it's saying here, 29 minutes to charge. And then we'll be on our way after that. So we got there, and indeed we had a 12% state of charge left over. Thankfully, I added that extra charge before we left, and so we were able to make it. It was 11 o'clock by the time we got there, and we started charging, and it went pretty quickly, actually. Moved right along. And so I was pretty happy with 162 kilowatts. It was interesting to see that this location had a lot of other chargers. They look like Electrify Canada chargers or flow chargers, but you can notice the red tape on those. While the Tesla Superchargers, there was 16 of those stalls, and according to the Tesla app, not one of them was non-functional. But the other ones, not so much. So it took us 30 minutes to get from 12% to 88%. We had a bathroom break there at the restaurant, and we made our way back to the road, where we had a 2-hour and 5-minute journey to the next set of Tesla Superchargers, where there was going to be 20 stalls available in St. Louis de Blandford in Quebec with a speed of about 250 kilowatts. And we were set to arrive there with 10% state of charge, but we had a little extra. Our app recommended we only charge to 68% because it would allow us to arrive at our destination with a 23% state of charge, but I didn't want to take any chances, so I went up to 80% regardless. Besides, this was so fun. And this location at Route 228 was amazing. There was an A&W, there was a Tim Hortons, lots and lots of washrooms and lots of stalls for everybody to get charged up. The last leg of our journey, 170 kilometers or so, would leave us with about a 32% state of charge upon arrival at La Nouvelle Hotel in downtown Montreal near the Bell Center. But that's okay, because La Nouvelle Hotel has destination chargers for your Tesla. When you arrive, you can charge in the underground parking for free, so you can charge back up before you go. It's simply amazing. Make sure you stay to the end of the video, because I'm going to show you exactly the entire total cost for the entire trip to do the charging. It's going to surprise you. So when we got to the hotel, we plugged in the Tesla, checked into the hotel, and made our way directly to the Bell Center. Let's just say that the game was simply incredible. It was a nail-biter through and through, and literally, we just arrived a few hours earlier, and we knew we had to drive back in the morning, but this was a perfect way to end an amazing trip as the game went into overtime and... Okay, so here's the recap for our charging. I'm going to go over the cost of the charging for the entire trip from start to finish.
But first, a message from our sponsors. Actually, we don't have any sponsors because the channel's too new, so I guess that makes you the sponsor. So if you don't mind, hit the like and subscribe button. It's free, and it helps us out quite a bit. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
On the way down, we stopped obviously at the Grand Falls Supercharger with Electrify Canada, and that was free. I was able to get in and out of there and not have to pay anything. And then we went down to the Tim Hortons, and we stopped at the Tesla Superchargers there, and we were able to charge in St. Leonard for $11.20 to top up the rest of the way. We made our way down the road a little bit to Saint-Roch-des-Aulnes, and that one was $16.20 at the Tesla Supercharger. Then we stopped in St. Louis de Blandford, which was the last supercharging stop of the trip, and only needed 3 altogether, really. And that one was $12.58. Then we parked at the underground parking. The underground parking, by the way, I think the fee was $25 to park underground, but the charging was free, and we were able to top up to 100% before we left. And then when we left, we went to Lévis in Quebec, and we stopped there for a charge. That one was $14.29. And then Rivière-du-Loup was $12.89 for that supercharger stop. Then we stopped in St. Leonard, New Brunswick for $11.13. And the final quick stop was just a few minutes over in Woodstock, New Brunswick. That was $10.51. And we arrived at our destination back home with 23% left on the battery. So overall, that was very inexpensive. That means we were able to take the trip, which was 1,660 kilometers, and the charging cost for the entire trip was $88.80. That, my friends, is amazing.
What about if I did this entire trip with the pickup truck? What would be the difference between driving the Ram all the way to Montreal and back, and what kind of a fuel economy savings am I actually creating by driving with the Tesla? So let's go ahead and figure it out. Okay, so we know that the Ram has an average fuel economy on the highway, specifically the Hemi, of 11 liters per 100 kilometers. So 11 liters for 100 kilometers means you're literally using 0.11 liters for every kilometer. And we know that this trip was 1,663 kilometers. That means you'd be using 182 liters, 0.93 of fuel in order to get to our destination and back. Now, the average cost of fuel during the trip, it ranged from $1.48 all the way to, I see, $1.30. So we're going to say it's $1.37.50. That means the entire trip in fuel would have cost in the truck $251.53. And we paid $88.80 for the entire trip, giving us a savings of $162.73. That is a pretty significant difference. And ultimately, that's the cost of doing those extra stops, right? And so instead of driving straight through and maybe only gassing up once or twice for the whole trip, we made several stops. But is $163 difference in savings worth it? Well, that's up for you to decide.
Hey, want to remind you, you obviously figured out that this channel is brand new. We don't have any subscribers yet, hardly. And if you're watching this video, you've made it this far, it does not cost you anything to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, the good things about this trip was that I didn't feel tired at all. I mean, even though I looked like I was extremely tired after Grand Falls, that's just because it was very, very cold, and I had woken up at 5:30 that morning. So yeah, I was gonna be tired, but I wasn't exhausted about doing this trip. I made it all the way down to Montreal, watched the game, and I still had lots of energy left. That was the good. The bad? Well, there really wasn't a whole lot of bad in this whole trip. The only thing that I really can think of is nothing. It was really a great trip. We didn't even have any snow, we didn't have much rain. It was really a nice trip, and as far as ugly goes, there wasn't anything ugly about it at all. So would I say that this Tesla road trip, a 2022 Model Y Performance in 2025 with 65,000 kilometers on it now, was it a success? I would say absolutely it was a success. What a dream of a car. It really was amazing. The full self-driving was fantastic. Let us know if you want us to do a video about that. And let us know also if you want us to do a video about our purchase with Clutch.ca. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you on the next one.